Okay. So I found myself a little in and a little out, just like I was in the beginning of this season. How I dropped out and I didn't review the beginning of the season. I felt the same way with the ending of this season, but I'm going to review it because I started reviewing again. So we're just going to go ahead and do it. This is the finale episode of Empire. And I'm like, come on through, Cookie. I want to put my soapbox. That's basically it. Let's talk about drag and all its forms. What, Hey guys, thanks so much for clicking on this video. Like I said, this is my review for the finale of Empire. I have had, I have been a lover of the Empire show from the beginning. I was here, but they lost me in the beginning of this season, and I've been up and down, and I'm in a period in this last episode. I'm up and down at the same time in this. I didn't really care for this and how it ended, but being as though I went back to review and I said I'm just going to fight it out. If I could fight out the have and the have-nots, I could fight out Empire. It is what it is. First things first, Lucius was begging Hakeem to get himself together. And he said, he explained to him, every member of this family got blood on their hands except for you, Hakeem. When you got to get yourself together. You got to get yourself together. There's no ifs, ands, and buts about it. You're the only one with kids. You're the only one with clean hands. You got to get yourself together. Cookie, at the same time, is actually talking to Tiana and telling her, girl, you got to, whatever it is, you got to do you, and you got to do these kids. Both of them, Bella and King, or Prince. Is it Prince or King? I think it's Prince. Prince, little boy. You got to do y'all. And then somewhere in there, if Hakeem catches up, cool. But if he don't, bitch, do you. And that's that. So you got that going on. Giselle goes and talks to Kingsley, and she basically tells him, listen, I got your ass over a barrel. So what we going to do? What does my future look like? Or how fast do I need to do you? He's like, I don't like being blackmailed. He said, but I got something for you. Be my co-CEO. And if not, whatever you're trying to do with this blackmailing me and that, you're going to fail. You're going to fail at that, and I'm telling you. Be my co-CEO, and me and you, we could go ahead and take Lucius down together. And she like, all right, cool. But, in the back of her mind, Giselle don't trust Kingsley's ass, and she should not. And anybody with good sense shouldn't trust Giselle, because Giselle is a rotten bitch. I like her. I like how she moves. But she's a rotten bitch, and she does to be watched. She don't do to be trusted at all. So that's that. That's that. All of the, all the information had actually been leaked. The story breaks and all of that. And the next thing you know, the Patel guy actually shows up, and he's pissed. He's looking for somebody to talk about how the church's money done got fucked up. Okay, so he is just pissed off. Giselle, boom, she jumps up, baby, and that bitch she jumped right into her Olivia Pope role, honey. And she's rolling and she's doing what she got to do. So she looking real good right now. Kingsley running around looking stupid and talking about, oh, I promise you, I'm going to get whoever the mole is. I'm going to find them and find what they did and how this is done and this, that, and the other, and on and on and on and on. Meanwhile, Giselle was rolling around there like she should be a CEO, and that bitch was taking care of things and getting things done. Okay? So, Kingsley, in straight Kingsley fashion, he shows up, comes back in a little later on. He done gave Becky up. He done turned it all around. Put everything on Becky. He literally just threw it all on Becky, threw Becky under the bus. I said, oh my gosh. So, Lucius found out about that. Lucius was pissed. And He told Becky, yeah, she was working with the Lions, and the Lions is behind it and all of that. And it looked real bad. It made it look like Lucius was the one that turned on Becky. That Becky was working with them, and Lucius turned on Becky, and Lucius was pissed with that. So I said, okay, that's a whole mess. Hakeem and Tiana end up talking to each other. Nothing gets resolved. They broke up. Tiana told him, "This is over. We're done. We're done. We can't. We not gonna do this. We're done." So Hakeem, she told him, "You need some action. I need some action with you. Some things need to be done." He goes and he speaks with Blake, and he squashed the beef that they had. Got that all taken care of. So okay, cool. All the while all this is going on, Quincy then came home from jail. Andre has begun distancing himself from Terry, because of Quincy and all of that. And Andre ended up sitting down with Lucius, and Lucius told him, "What's up with you and the woman? That I ain't never met her and this, that, and the other." And he told him, "I like her and everything like that, but I don't think that I deserve them. I'm a bad person, and I don't deserve good people in my life. They're good people, and I don't deserve it." He told me, "You do. You deserve that and more. You deserve to be happy, Andre, period." So once he talked to Lucius, he ended up going and he talked to Terry, and he told her, I'm a bad person, this, that, and the other. She's like, "Whatever, I know what you did and what you did it for and all of that." And she says, "And I don't see that bad person that you're talking about. I just see loving Andre, who I've really started to love Andre." And he says, "Are you willing to risk being around me?" And she said, "Absolutely." So they have become a unit. I said, "Well, this is interesting, but I just can't wait to see what the actual dynamic between Quincy and Andre is going to be." I don't know. But they didn't touch it. They just act like everything's cool. So I said, okay, well, I didn't like that, Lee, how you just kind of left that there like that, but whatever. So like I said, Kingsley set Becky up. Becky been walked out. Kai ends up talking to Jamal. He, in the midst of doing the good job he did with doing that story, other people start coming at Kai. Kai got all this information now about Lucius. And he's saying, if I'm going to really break the story, then I need to break the story. There's some things that your dad did that was pretty underhanded when it pertains to the way he does business too. And he's like, "So what are you saying? Like, you great flip on my family? What are you talking about?" And him and Jamal's going back and forth. The next thing I know, Kai's doing all this talking in a circle, and he basically is telling Jamal that he's breaking up with him and he's choosing a job slot that's going to take him back to London. And Jamal's just kind of like, "What?" I said, "Child, I told you I didn't like that fucking Kai. Something about Kai I just did not like." And he said, I'll sit on it for now, but you know how the truth is." I said, "Kai, I'm telling you, Jamal and the Lion family is not some issues that you want. You don't want that kind of smoke, Kai, bitch. But you go ahead and do what you got to do. But you can get on away from my Jamal. You can just get on away from him and go on the fuck wherever it is that you going, and just get on out of here and don't come back, Kai. Get on out of here. I don't like him. I told y'all I didn't like him. Moving on." So Lucius done took all he can. The showcase then came up. Cookie looking for Lucius. Can't find him. Baby Lucius showed up at Empire, and it was him and Giselle. Kingsley and Giselle was sitting there. Lucius rolled in there and beat the fucking brakes off of that goddamn Kingsley. He beat Kingsley's ass. Busted just was bashing him. And Giselle's hollering, "Stop, Lucius, stop. Damn, oh God, you're going to kill him. Stop. He's your son. He's your son." He's like, "What? Can't be." So they go back through this whole thing. He said, "You know her, his mother was, you know her by White Tracy." I said, "Oh, Lord." Child, so Lucius ends up going and visiting Tracy in the home. And miraculously, this bitch is woke. Now, this whore been in a comatose state since we met her. Now, all of a sudden, this bitch is woke. And I was pissed. I said, "Lee Daniels, what you doing? Because you giving me a very Tyler Perry feel right now, and I don't like it. I don't like it at all. I don't like it. I don't like a Tyler Perry feel on shit but a Tyler Perry production, okay? So this shit not working. If you want me to keep talking about this show, you cut this shit out. This is the last of this that I want to see. I don't want to see no more of this Tyler Perry have and have not bullshit with my Empire. Do you understand? I don't want to walk away from Empire and become a fan of Power. Do you understand? But I'm not going to deal with this bullshit. Because I literally chose Empire over Power. But I'm not going to have Tyler Perry moments in the midst of my Empire. Do you understand? I hope you're listening. Moving on. So we had this whole Tyler Perry moment. White Tracy done woke her ass up. And she said, well, just look at him, Lucius. Just look at him. Crackhead bitch. I said, oh, please. So we had to watch a montage. So Kingsley is now the fourth brother. Lucius takes his ass on down there to the damn showcase. And he just can't get a moment in to tell Cookie. Cookie had these badass shoes on. Just Cookie, bitch. Couldn't get a moment in to tell Cookie about Kingsley. Just couldn't do it. They all get up on stage. Giselle showed up right before that and had basically told Cookie and Lucius, I'm offering you the throne. I'm offering you the throne, the Empire throne. Go back and finish with the business that you built. This all y'all got going on. This is cute. And everything was going real, real well with their little situation. They had a lot of investors. Cookie and Lucius was going back and forth about the property. She then sold the property, gave the check to Lucius, and said there was like $40 million worth of investors that was right on hand right then, and they was going to be cool. Giselle said up there talking about, well, I can offer you the throne. She got this little dossier, and she's but I have to make a deal with you. You all have to make me co-owners. I said, oh, don't fucking do it. Y'all know better than to fuck with Giselle. That's how Forrest Whitaker's ass went down fucking with Giselle with that co-owner shit. I said, So they get up on stage and they're doing their thing. And, they're like, we're good. We're good. They get all three of the boys up on stage and Tiana. And they all up there. The whole family's all up there on stage. And some goddamn where Kingsley got in and he got a microphone. Now, where did Kingsley get a microphone? But I was like, oh, here we go to talk. And Kingsley decides to tell his story. He's the fourth brother. He comes from the top and he's telling a story. He comes down and the people are all just watching. Of course, they're filming and carrying on. And I said, yeah, okay. All right. So that was that. And the family was getting pissed and they're all walking away. They're like, what? Lucius, say something. Lucius, you better say that this ain't true, this, that, and the other. So Hakeem walks off, upset. Tiana walks off. Jamal walks off. He's pissed. Cookie walks off. Lucius is standing there by himself. Andre walks off, but Andre don't walk all the way off. Andre walks off the stage, down through the crowd. They're grabbing Andre, saying, no. Andre's like, get off of me. He went over there, baby. He stood in front of that Kingsley. Now, this is the one part that I did like. He stood in front of Kingsley, and he told him, he said, oh, here comes one of the three misfits now. I said, oh, she's trying it, honey. She's trying it, honey. And he told him, he said, I am going to end you. I said, yes, Andre. And he looked at Andre and said, not if I end you first, little brother. I said, oh. I said, come on with it. Andre and Kingsley, because basically they are the same. They're the other piece of the child. You got Hakeem and you got Jamal, who are both musically talented. And then you got Andre, which is the odd brother, that has no musical talent, but is smart as a goddamn fucker. And Kingsley is the exact same as Andre. I said, oh, let's go. Let's fucking go. Now, I like that. Kingsley versus Andre, and they both crazy. I like that. They both got some of that crazy gene passed down from Granny Lion, honey. Yes, I like that. Now that I like, Lee. I like that. So we're going to build on that. Then they do this little thing 3 months later. Here we go. We still don't know who the fuck is in the casket. That pissed me. But 3 months later, we're rushing into the ER, and it's Andre. And then Andre is flatlining. I said, oh, wait a minute! Wait a minute! And it cut right there. I said, now that was pretty good. But we still don't know who the hell's in that casket. Bet not be Andre, I know that. But anyway, I'm going to catch y'all when the season kick back in. Just remember, Lee, this is a threat. No more Tyler Perry shit, you understand? Let's move on.